Did you say Sony Plain Jane 2270 f4? Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Thomas Love here from beautiful Vancouver, British Columbia, and today, yes, I'm on a break because I just got this Sony Plain Jane 2270 f4 glass mounted on the Sony A7R III, which I am enjoying oh so much because since it's not the latest release from Sony, I know how to handle it, and it only has just a tiny bit of alien technology in there. And so today it's a bright day and I just hit downtown on Davie and Denman Street because there are plenty of shops. And if you're ready, let's go rolling and let's see together how this glass performs, because I know there are a bit of barrel distortion. Sorry for my hair today, it's really messy because I used to have the wool hat on it and I just removed it. But guys, that's plenty of subjects interesting to shot today, and let's see how this glass performs. Hello everybody, Future Love here. No, wait a minute, that sounded a bit odd. Future Tom here, just because I needed a couple days to go through the images that I've taken with that perfect combo that was the Sony A7R III that I borrowed from my friend, paired with the 20-70mm f4 from Sony. Now, what can I say that has not been said already about that glass? Is it a good thing? Yes, of course. The most important thing is the focal length, which is unique in its genre, because normally you have a 24-70, but you might need 4 millimeters more. And so Sony, with this plain Jane glass, was addressing content creators, because you might have the need when you're going around like that to vlog with your camera, and so 20mm it's wide enough to have a proper framing and not just a super close up on your face, because otherwise the expressions is way too much enhanced, right? And so you want to have a bit of a broader framing, and so 20mm is good enough, but then eventually in the city you also have the reach from the 70mm, which I barely use, I have to say. So just to let you know a few examples here to show you, I've taken several pics with different focal length from the same position in the city. So as you can see, 20, and then zooming in, I never went to use all the way out to 70mm because it's a focal length that I barely use. So here I was mostly using up to 45mm, which is still street photography in my humble opinion, and I'm more used to 35 to 50mm, so that range. But if you need to go wider or broader, here you have plenty. Now keep in mind a couple of things. f4 might be limiting, of course not during daylight, so I tried to go and move in the shade to see if I needed to go any faster. And I have to say, with the Sony, well, eventually you can pump up a bit the ISO. You don't need to go wider, so no wider aperture, especially not for street photography, otherwise you will not see the surroundings. So f4 is plenty. And then I don't know about night photography because I didn't test it yet, but during the day then I was in the shade, and honestly my attention was gathered by other elements, such as with this camera I still have more than 40 megapixel resolution, so I can eventually reframe in post. Here's a good example. So I was not bothered at all by the max f4 aperture, and I had plenty range from 20 to 70mm, despite the pinch cushion and also the barrel distortion that I cannot correct because I'm using Capture 122, so I don't have the lens profile yet, because that glass was more recent than my Capture 1, so I'm using the Sony general profile on this Capture 1 version 22 to manage the files. Most important thing is that I'm able to open them and to do some post on it, despite, I have to say, I was not taken away. The colors didn't take my breath away when I was using this combo, but in both cases I was liking the camera oh so much. So the Sony A7R III is a very good camera with the AF mechanism tracking. I have to say that I'm more used about the AF tracking I have on my Lumix because I'm using it more often, but this one works quite well. So also for reframing, tracking, so on and so forth. So yeah, let's see what do we have here, because here in Vancouver, I don't know your city, but here we have these boxes when you can just drop your books if you read them and get new ones for free. And so I'm now sharing some books here with the community, and we'll see if there are interesting titles to have a look at. So the ones that I'm dropping right now are both from Mr. Harari. I don't know if you know the guy. This is a brilliant person, so feel free to have a look at these books. This is the first one, and then the most recent one is Homo Deus. I will leave them here in the box, and then we'll see if there's anything interesting worth having a read. Gold Mountain, How the Light Gets In. Is it about photography? Probably not. So, but the real question is this 20 to 70 mm a suitable solution for your needs? Of course it is. Any Sony Plain Jane or G Master or any glass that you will get on this camera will give you fair good results. But guys, I have to say, in 2024 and even less recent camera models like this one, they're all good. So the real difference is how you use your means to reach your end. Is 20 to 70 a must for content creators? Yeah, maybe. If you need to go vlogging with the 20 mm, it's a bit wider, so you can avoid having this super close framing where the expressions make all of the work for you. Well, you can still show a bit of the surroundings and having a more relaxed walk. Otherwise, that would be 100% all about yourself, but vlogging is more or less 100% about what you are saying. And is it a good lens? Yes, of course. The construction is great. It has some gaskets, so it's weather resistant. You can use it if it's drizzling, if it's raining. There's no moisture or dust that can go inside and ruin your sensor, so you can stay relatively relaxed about using it in different conditions. And another important question that you might ask is this a good one lens only? Yes, of course it is. You're more than covered. And it also really depends what is your main reason to purchase that glass. Because for me, street photography, I'm covered with 35 mm. I don't need 20 and I don't need 70. But if you're using it for videos as well, remember that when you put it on your gimbal, since the camera protrudes externally when you're zooming in, then you have to rebalance your gimbal, because when you mount it and it's a 20 mm and it's all inside the body, then the 70 mm will be fully extended, and so also the weight balance changes a lot. For stills, it's of course a good glass, especially paired with the Sony 40 megapixel AF IBIS, good ISO performances. There's nothing more that you can need. And so guys, if you really want to have this range in your camera, just go for it. Is it any better than, I don't know, Tamron 24 to 70 or than any other 28 to 70 f2.8? It really depends on your needs. But as I keep saying, all the glasses and all the cameras nowadays are good. It really depends on who uses them and what for, and especially guys, all the cameras and all the glasses nowadays are valuable solution for creating content. So content is key. If you need to learn photography, if you need to learn video, then you will know what limitations this camera brings you, but otherwise it's a good value for the money. So with that, I hope you got some value out of this video. If you did, please remember to like it, share it on your social media, subscribe to this channel so you won't miss any videos to come, and I guess I will see you later. Thank you. Bye bye.